Confession time. One of my least favorite parts about being an in-house marketing designer is creating social media assets. If you know me, you know I love web design, and if you don't know me, then hi, I'm Charlie. I'm a creative director and a designer, and I love designing websites. And to me, designing assets for social media just doesn't have the UX thinking and user journey that web design does, and so I'm just not as passionate about it. But unfortunately, assets on social media are very important. They can often be the first introduction someone has to your brand, and they can reinforce your brand with every single graphic that gets shared. It's definitely an area where quantity matters in terms of output, but quality is still super important as well. So how do we as in-house designers handle this? How do we keep up with social media asset creation, keep it all to a high standard, while still maintaining our passion for our jobs and not feeling dragged down by the production work? I spoke to David Preston, who is the brand marketing manager and lead brand designer at Sendible, recently about this when I interviewed him for Inside Marketing Design, and this is what he had to say about it. I'm projecting here, but as a designer, designing images for social media, not my favorite thing. Is that something for you that you have to design each one? Are there templates that either you use or that the marketing team self-service? What does that stream of work look like, and how do you make it easier on yourself, I suppose is my question.
Yeah, I bet you if the marketing team listen to this, they'll be keen to hear my answer, because I think I hold on to the creative rights on those images a little bit too tightly sometimes. So lately I've been trying very hard to use auto layout in Figma.
Nice.
For social assets. So if I get a quote, for example, I can paste it into a graphic and the auto layout in Figma will adjust the size for me.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
So that's been something that has helped a lot in terms of time. But I think being a small team, it's hard for me to expect people to create assets that are up to the brand standards and guidelines that we want. So unfortunately, I don't work with a freelancer or an intern or anything like that. So I just try and make the process as simple as I can on my side by doing little shortcuts and things in Figma. So yeah, I think that's the only way I get around the issue. And if there is a new type of asset that we get, the very first one I make will probably take a little bit longer than normal, because I have to set up the asset in the template pretty much.
Yep. That's smart though, to make use of auto layout for that. I didn't even think about that for social media images.
It's huge. Auto layout and using components for things like Instagram carousels. If you create one long Instagram carousel as a component, set it up, duplicate it, and then make a frame, duplicate it, move the thing a little bit. So there's little things, little tricks.
I like it. That's good. Yeah. It seems like you're making it easier on yourself. I like that you keep, the reins tight on it. I do the same thing. I get super nervous about self-service just because we're responsible for the brand, right? And so anything that goes out is ultimately our responsibility, even if we haven't been the one to create it. And so if someone takes a template and perhaps uses it wrong, or perhaps just doesn't catch the things we would, it reflects poorly on us at the end of the day. It's like a constant battle that I have between making things easier and self-service in some areas, but still holding things very close because I want to stay in control of it. So I feel you.
Yeah, definitely. And it takes a long time to build up that consistency when you're specifically talking visually.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take many off-brand posts to kind of break up that consistency.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's important, for sure. If you want to watch the full interview with David, by the way, it'll be linked on a card, also in the description. It's over on the Inside Marketing Design YouTube channel. But I really like David's approach here, and I think it's super relatable to anyone who is working on a small team, perhaps even a team of one. Like I said to David, my solution to this dilemma that every in-house marketing designer faces has been to outsource the social media asset production work to a freelancer. So my role in the process is now mainly in art direction, in giving critiques, reviewing the work, and setting the standard for them. I'm really grateful that this is a solution that's available to me, because the work still gets produced and all of the asset needs are met throughout the company, but I still get to spend my time on higher leverage things. Now, as you heard, this is not an option for David right now, so I really like that his approach has been to make it as easy on himself as possible to get the work done. If outsourcing isn't an option available to you either, then I highly recommend you take on this idea of creating templates, of making use of tools like Figma and auto layout to streamline the work. I think if you do enough design education internally, you could potentially let some people on your team self-service the design, but your templates are going to have to be really good for that to be foolproof. Not that we're calling people fools, but you know what I mean. And like I said, you have to fully educate people on what to look out for in making the graphics, or perhaps be checking them yourself, so you're still going to be involved in the process in that way. And in my experience, self-service has led to like a lower standard of production overall, so I try to avoid it just like David does. If you've had success with making templates for people on your team who aren't designers to make their own graphics when needed, I would love to hear about it. Please share your experience down below in the comments, and just in general, I would love to hear how any in-house marketing designer, graphic designer watching this handles this process. Do you enjoy designing graphics for social media? Is it the part you dread about your job, like me? Are you somewhere in between about it? I don't know. How do you handle it? What's your process? How do you make it easier on yourself? How do you keep standards high while also producing the work quickly? I'm really curious to hear what your approach is. David shared loads of other really great insights with me about his work leading brand design at Sendible, so please go and check out the full interview at insidemarketingdesign.co, or like I said, linked in the description, linked on a card. David's episode is the first of season 2, and through this series I'm really trying to give you a detailed inside look at how marketing design works at a bunch of different tech companies. So please follow along if that interests you, and I will be bringing you more little insights and little snippets from the interviews and videos like this over on my YouTube channel as the months go on as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll just like scoot over here and leave you to go watch the full episode right now. Alright, see you over there. Bye!